Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Woke by Accident Podcast, a weekly chat about socially conscious topics impacting the culture. Welcome, I'm Jen, and we have Simbaza, host and creator of the Simbaza podcast, where culture, conversation, and connection meet. He brings a sharp insight, humor, and global perspective to every discussion, always ready to dig deep and keep it real. Simbaza adds the perfect balance of thought and energy. Welcome, Simbaza.
Hey Jen, how you doing today?
Pretty good.
How was your day?
Oh, I'm ready for the weekend. I feel like I'm saying saying that all the
Already, we
time.
haven't even started yet.
I know, right? But look, it's
It's still going
been a
on.
day. It's been a
Oh,
day, but that's okay. That's okay. We made it. We made it through. So
it happens. It happens. But yeah, so I am having a nice day. We have an event over the weekend. Graduations are coming up now.
they are. Shout out to the kiddos.
Yeah. Oh, many kiddos are graduating now, so
Yeah.
we're trying to get them ready. So
That's
other than that,
awesome.
I think I can say our day is good, and I'm ready for today's episode. And let's start with the affirmation as we
Okay.
do. My affirmation of the week says, I am grateful for my strong and healthy body. Again, I am grateful for my strong and healthy body.
Okay, we received that. Thank you for sharing the affirmation. We definitely want to promote and encourage positive mental health behaviors. So glad you had a word for us today. We have kind of a fun topic today. We've gotten very heavy in the last few weeks. So, definitely want to lighten the mood as we, approach the end of the school year and talk about
Yeah.
something a little more light, and I kind of brought some energy along with our theme with our theme today. So yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate that.
what else you got?
Well, we traveled. So this time, I decided I'm going to be traveling around the islands of Africa. So I chose one called Comoros, and Comoros is known as the Perfume Isles or the Island of the Moon. It's situated in Mozambique Channel, that's between Madagascar and Mozambique. And now they have one interesting thing about them. They have a matriarchal influence, which means in the weddings and traditional social structures, women often own the houses and the groom moves in with the bride.
Hmm.
Now, for the proverb of the day from Comoros, actually, I have a friend of mine who is living there. He actually works and has been living there for a while. Shout outs to Victor Wambacha. As I know him, we went to high school with him. No, not high school, in primary school, way back, like
Okay.
grade to eighth grade, and then we went to different schools. But we've kept contact, and up to now, he's still there. And yeah, so the proverb of the day says the elephant never abandons his tusks on the road, however heavy they may be. The elephant never abandons his tusks on the road, however heavy they may be. How do we decipher that?
Okay, I can appreciate this. I actually am fond of elephants, and I know that people associate like wisdom and things like that with elephants. I actually kind of collect some of the like tusk inspired jewelry,
Oh,
not
you do?
real, the inspired pieces that are not any animals harmed from. But so because of like the wisdom, and they say, oh, you've got a memory like an elephant and all of the things. So that makes me feel like because they're this, wise and intelligent animal, that they as they grow older and they, you know, something about like the wisdom or something like that. And but that's probably not right. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Right about that.
Okay. All right.
Um, on my part, I think I'm looking at it as you don't abandon who you are, no matter what the issues are. You stick to what you have and the person that you are, so that this that's survival. And it's like you don't run away from being black. You don't run away from being
Okay.
white. You don't run away from your
Despite the challenges and
right.
all,
Whatever
yeah.
challenges there are, you keep
Mhm.
on. with it and bear with it, because there's something special about whatever you are. God did not make any mistakes. So, yeah, that was my way of interpreting um, this particular proverb of the day.
Okay.
And yeah, well, Jen, now I gotta tell you today, yeah, that whatever you're wearing today, yes, yes, like that. Okay, so I guess that goes for today's topic, right? Go ahead and introduce it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so we are kind of already, mentioned that we're doing something a little lighter today. Um, okay, so you may say, what are we talking about? So we are unpacking the Meg the Stallion and Clay Thompson breakup, but not for the drama or the gossip, but for the deeper lessons derived from playing house, this theme of playing house, to protecting your peace, to breaking down what happens when one person is building something real and the other person is just passing through. So it's a conversation about patterns, emotional availability, and why walking away is sometimes a real win. So you may say, why are we even talking about this? But whether we admit it or not, pop culture is one of our biggest teachers, and we love a good pop culture moment around here where we are about the culture. The headlines may look like entertainment, but the patterns are personal. And so this week, the internet, if you've been under a rock somewhere, you may have seen the headlines. Meg the Stallion and NBA star Clay Thompson looked like a power pairing, a solid situation that they've got it all figured out. But it eventually came to an end recently here. So everyone's talking about the timelines and the clips and who did what. But we're more interested in what this situation is showing us. Because if we're honest, this wasn't just about them. It is about what it looks like when someone is building something real while the other person is just passing time. So we're going to get into some of those themes. This playing house theme, being fully invested in a role that where you were never truly cast in.
Mhm.
So to kind of so that's where we are.
So we're gonna get into the theme of it, right?
Mhm,
So I think the first theme that we're looking at is the option where they identify the playing house paradox.
mhm,
Deal where you say, "Oh, we're playing house and living together." So the scoop, Meg revealed that she was integrated into Clay's family only for things to crumble when the
mhm,
topic of real commitment, monogamy, came up. Wow. So the lesson in this, as we think, being part of the family in quotes
mhm,
does not constitute to commitment, or is not a clear sign of commitment, because
mhm.
if they probably say what they want you to hear, or like, as men we tell you what we want you to hear, because we want you, you're the prize, right? So if you're the prize,
Right.
we're going to say the right things to keep you
Oh,
around. Yeah.
good thing that
So,
you said that because some men walk around and think that they're the prize. So that's interesting. That's interesting.
it could play the other way around. Yeah, we could look at you as a prize, or we make you feel like you're the prize.
Okay.
And no, men are good at that. So,
Mhm.
but being that case, as it was, that does not constitute to like the commitment. So the takeaway of this, you can't audition your way into someone's integrity. If they aren't sure they can be monogamous after 1 year of you being at their family dinners, they aren't confused. They're just not your person. So they had Thanksgiving dinner posts and stuff like that added
Mhm.
onto what they were doing. So I think there's really not much to say, but
But you know
you would
what? I
actually would.
mean, we you can criticize that, but if from her perspective, if she was genuine and making this big feast of a Thanksgiving dinner for his family, and hosting them and really inviting them into her life, and she was genuine about it, if it she was being genuine, right?
So when you say genuine, that is her telling us.
Right.
And what were her
Or the
intentions?
perception, the perception of it.
And what were her intentions?
I mean, I guess maybe she thought she found the one. I mean, if you look at some of the other relationships that she's been involved with, this one was a little different. His background, he's actually, kind of like a NBA legacy. His father is a famous NBA star, and grew up wealthy, and multiracial background, just a different walk of life than hers and the other people that she's had relationships with. So maybe she thought, hey, this is winner winner, you know what I mean? Or maybe things would be different. So you know
So now, like you said, we were not going to talk. It's not we're looking at the bigger picture here
we
in
are we
terms of
are
relationships. Now, obviously, when you get into the family, and the one thing is, how did you get to know each other?
Mm,
What was the reason for him making advances to you, and what was the first reason? If he felt like you were the one, there was something. You know, when I remember when I said they make you feel like you're the prize,
mm-hmm,
us men make you feel like you're the prize, right? Now, if you're gonna make you feel like you're the prize, there's a reason why. You could be part of that situation. You could be in a situationship at that time where they want you to be like their prize, right? And it does not translate to whatever they want. You may just be
mm-hmm.
one of the ones that were available at that time, and you made yourself available. Now, when you look at those Thanksgiving dinners, did she initiate them from her house, or was she initiating them from somewhere else? Me and pop culture.
Okay.
You were the one who's into the pop culture. I'm just talking about general. Like where was
Yeah.
it? Was it at her house, or was it at the guy's house? At
From my
his.
understanding, she hosted them and, really rolled out the carpet and, got her hands, dirty and, really personalized, embracing the family as though she was thinking they're going to be her in-laws or something like that. And that's the thing. A lot of times people fall head first, and where you may want to just take things slow. So that's kind of, a lesson to be learned, and not just in romantic relationships, but just all relationships. Take your time with things, right?
Right. Now,
Yeah.
the, the other question is, maybe the first time when they introduced to each other, like she has a reputation and other people have, you have a reputation that you're trying to keep. And she
Right.
had the reputation that she had before that. And maybe when they got together, or when these family reunions or these family dinners, they go to
Mhm.
them and they be like, like, guess who's coming to dinner, right?
Okay.
Show up, they're like, hmm, is this a person that we want to mess around with? So these are the things that happen with different kinds of people. So I think maybe, as I'm not talking about her. I'm
Right.
going to talk about the ladies. Maybe at that time when you're doing it, right? Your alignment with his, your, when they talk about being equally yoked, if the
Okay.
two don't look like you're all together, and then your parents may influence you to now think otherwise. But as you know, you have to stay strong. I'm going to
Mm,
throw this in there, but I didn't want to throw it. Like Kobe Bryant, the late Kobe Bryant.
okay.
He, you know, video showed up in a shoot, saw somebody, liked, parents didn't like. He said, I'm still going to stick with them. And
Mhm.
here we are. So
Mhm.
it's all about sometimes the influences from the outside. But
Mhm.
definitely, I think you should try to make sure both of them, both your parents agree with the person that you're going with. It makes everything more smoother.
Mhm.
You don't have any indifferences and all these other things. But as we go to the
Okay.
next option, I want to give a shout out to the people who are in here. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Substack, we are back on TikTok live until they tell us they're going to kick us out, and also Clubhouse, YouTube, Facebook, and wherever you are able to watch us on. Uh, People have showed up, and we have some comments here. Ed, welcome. And Ed says, "Peace, family. Thank you so much." And Jr. in the building says, "I mean, if they do not have that whipper pill, you're gonna be single, or you're gonna end up Mike Jones. Then the whipper pill will die down." Yeah, yeah. I mean that WAP. I can't say that, but
What?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But this is the thing. This is not, and that's not my. It's like the celebrities live in a different world. Like right now, who's Kim Kardashian messing with? I just saw that right now. I wasn't. I was scrolling for that five things that we, the thing that we do our show, five funnies. Now,
Hmm.
um, I just saw Lewis Hamilton hanging out with Kim Kardashian. You
Who's
know who
Lewis
Lewis
Hamilton?
Hamilton is? He's a British driver who got knighted, and he won like so many F Formula One's driving.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So now Kim Kardashian is hanging out with him, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? So there must be a different world. I think we're the levels. Remember levels.
Mhm.
So people are in different levels. So maybe in their level, it's there's some type of thingy
Right.
they work around. So yeah, we're not of that
Yeah.
kind. All we do is speculate and watch.
Well, shout out to the comments and the other platforms that we are um, being broadcast on, and the audio episode will be coming very soon. We appreciate you guys tapping in real time. Let's move on to the next theme that we identified that, it's a lesson here. There's a lesson here. So, the public image versus the private reality. So, in the scope that we've discovered, this golden couple, the NBA champion and the Grammy winner on Instagram Live, Clay appeared unbothered on a boat while Megan was exiting her Broadway run in Moulin Rouge to prioritize her mental health. Also, Meg spoke about holding Clay down during these horrible mood swings that he kind of publicly experienced and treatment during the basketball season, only to be met with infidelity, which she, shared on her Instagram. I think it was later taken down. And, she's talked about his mood swings, the infidelity, and she had a great deal on Broadway in the Moulin Rouge show, and she stepped down from that as a result of everything going on with this relationship breakup. So, a lesson from this is supporting a partner's career stress should never be a license to let them mistreat you. So, and that kind of points to the accusations of infidelity, which she publicly lashed out about. She put them on blast. Some people may have just retreated and kept a low profile, but she's no, she put she put them all the way on blast. And if that is her authentic feelings, then more power to her. Another takeaway: being a supportive partner does not mean being a punching bag for someone else's professional pressure. And so, not punching bag in the physical sense as violence, but emotionally, you know what I mean, to deal with mistrust and all of that. So, thoughts on that part?
Whatever happened to irreconcilable differences? Why do we have to
Okay.
get this the tea?
I'm like, okay, what are we doing?
Married
Yeah.
people. Why do we have to
I
get the
mean,
tea?
but you know what? She's a young person, right? I mean, what, under 35 or something like that. And so they take it to Instagram. They go to the gram with their, feelings, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is that okay. So it is that lifestyle. But remember, there's a part for irreconcilable differences where you don't give
Right.
people the tea. You could write a book about it. Now you done spilled everything. You made people whatever come up with a scoop later, and
Yeah.
it gives more time for things to go over and
Hmm.
get to it. Now, the fact that you're in public life, don't put yourself out there. Like things happen, just kind of yeah, it's definitely gonna get out there. Try
Mm-hmm.
not to put yourself too much in the public eye versus the reality. There are people, yes. Live
Mm-hmm.
your life. Like remember I think there's a story you talked about where who was going to have a was it Cardi B? She was going to a doctor or something, and then the guard
Yeah.
took a picture of her, and that was like, "Hey, man, please, I'm going to the doctor. I don't need you to take a picture of me." And all that, it was all trying to, and that was her moment. She needed her own space.
And
So
it spiraled out of yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
this is another case where now you're looking at the person giving out information, whereas she could have just held on to it, right? What are you
True.
telling your fans? Your fans want to know about you, but just be real. Let them know later on. I mean, so many things can be told later on when things
Yeah.
have died down and you say it in a different way. It could come out different. Yes, we had our own differences. We couldn't stay together, and that's it. Yo- And let me tell you, there are people who are waiting for you. They're just like Kalshi. They got that Kalshi. Yeah, shout outs to Kalshi, and we need a payment from you guys. But Kalshi, people bet anything. They'll bet how long will this guy stay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We've done it before on somebody else. Some brother, some guy had a girlfriend he brought from Africa, and we were looking, and men were sitting there, were saying, "How long is this thing gonna last?" Guys bet 6 months, a year, and yeah, they put money on it. But that was a side joke. Anyway, but uh, people are looking at it. I can have
Mm-hmm.
so many options. Like right now, Rihanna and what's his name? What's the guy's name that she's going out with? Is it ASAP?
ASAP.
ASAP.
That's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
rocket.
They were being seen just the other day. This thingy, just the
The
gala.
Met Gala?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They were seen like they were arguing with each other, and people are watching.
Oh.
I mean, hold on, go back on the side, have your, arguments.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows. Let it be a rumor. Don't bring it out and like I said, give people the tea. Even
Well, if they happen to catch them in a moment that was kind of a private moment, that's different, right? Than literally making
you're
an
always
Instagram post.
look that our wrap up, Magna Carta, and his famous Queen Bee. Remember, there was an incident. They say something that happened in an elevator between them and
Right.
relatives. I ain't gonna say no names, but you know what happened. But people know what happened. Something happened on that elevator, right?
Right.
But do we have something that says like, hey, this is it, or somebody has come to say it? No, but it's still juicy, up to date.
Yeah, she
And then
ended up putting a line in a song about it too. So I think celebrities find a way to use what's going on in their life, even like, positive moments, negative moments, and just, almost like no press is bad press or no press is good, bad press is good press, that whole thing. So, but I just think, like the maturity level too, so yeah.
Jen, if they want to keep famous, this is the one thing. I'm a publicist, and I'll tell you for free. You
Mm,
hold on to these memories right now. I'm not a publicist, but I'm going to give for free. You hold on to these memories right now. Later on in your lifetime, when everything is died down, people are like, oh, everything is like gone. Yeah, bring out a book, write a book.
okay.
People are going to come to the signings. They're going to come and want to, listen to the scoop. Hey, you're going to be brought back to life, and you'll be making sense at that time. But now,
Mm-hmm.
just spilling the tea. You're still in your high. Keep those.
Yeah,
But
true.
let's not forget the people who are there online. I want to say hi to Denise. She came through and says, hello,
Hey.
family. Yeah, we're doing well. And then she says, social media 101. See, that's it.
Mhm.
Social media 101. You're right. We can't just put everything out there. You just have to hold on some things. Even us, we don't put everything out there. And, we're just like a regular 100 followers type of deal people.
Right. I mean, like
Private.
I said, it's a maturity thing. I
Yeah,
can, remember a time, in my relationship being mad and putting something silly on Facebook, and
you do.
my significant other being like, I didn't appreciate that, blah, blah. So I'm like, many, many, many years ago. So it's like I said, it's a maturity thing, you know.
We didn't have Facebook then. You must have been on
Yeah, we
MySpace.
did. No, I said it was Facebook. I am not that old. Hello, excuse you.
Just say it, you rocking on
You
MySpace.
no, you were on MySpace. I was
Hey,
on
I
Black
know
Planet.
I had a little bit of MySpace there for a little bit.
No, shout out to Black Planet. Oh God, hilarious.
So yeah, you see now we learn. I guess yeah, you're right. Maturity level. You learn that
Mhm,
all your life should not be based online, and all your relationships should not be based online. We even have something in Kenya. There's a lady called Zippy Okoth. She just she got it. She's an older lady. She had a
mhm,
very bad divorce, and she got a guy 10 years younger than him. Man, I'm telling you, Jen, I was even involved. I had it's like I had money in that relationship. She
mhm.
got a guy who was 10 years old younger than her, and they had this romantic thingy event. Right? Yeah, I'll call it a thingy. They went to places, and she was being taken to cheap joints. You know, she's an expensive lady. I mean, she got a PhD, and but she was being taken to these cheap, not cheap, low budget places where I mean, it's all about being authentic, and it was a great occasion. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's been quiet for a while.
But you know what? If that was is what makes her happy, then let her be. You know.
Don't put it out there. Let people see you like, hey, I saw you somewhere. Let them
Yeah.
wag. Let them tongues wag and say stuff. You know, that's it.
I don't know. I mean, that's the question. Like it's a matter of taste. It's a matter of preference, obviously. But there's one less theme in this, you know, high level overview that we're doing that I want
Oh, okay.
you to
Those are
share.
those non-negotiables, right?
Yeah.
So non-negotiables are standards that don't move. Just because you like someone, not because they're talented, not because they are successful, not because they potentially could be something more. No, you got to do that. Something potential for something more. You got to do that. That's standard, man. Hey, Jen, why wouldn't I pick you if you don't have any potential? I'm not gonna. No. You got to have some potential.
Mhm.
So but when the non well, at least let's be honest, somewhere in that situation there was a disconnect with the non-negotiable. I don't know which ones
Mhm.
were for her, but when your non-negotiables aren't clear, or worse, when you ignore them, you got to start accepting that things you said will never be or never would. And this is what she did. She was playing house, and the guy was playing outside. He was playing in
Okay.
the yard while she was playing
He
house.
was definitely outside.
Yeah, you would think so. So you're showing up like a partner emotionally, physically, even socially, meeting family, building routines, creating memories, even your core needs, your standards,
Mhm.
they're not actually being met.
Mhm.
But you see, yeah, so what were her deliverables? That's the question. And see, the
Mhm.
lesson here is that if fidelity is your non negotiable, then confusion is your answer. If consistency is your non negotiable, then mixed signals are your answer. If respect is your non negotiable, then secrecy is your answer.
Mm.
And the lesson here isn't just about what went wrong, it's about what gets clarified. But sometimes a situation doesn't end to hurt you. It ends to remind you can negotiate your way into being properly valued. So then
Ooh.
walking away, that's not just a breakup. That's a boundary being enforced. You think so?
Yeah.
Now, I have something I'll queer about this non-negotiable. Sometimes like ladies, when I go throughout this internet and looking around, you know, women don't like people who are predictable.
Mhm.
Like you come out and tell a lady, hey, you know what? This is what I'm thinking about you on day one. No, if you get the right lady, this is what I'm thinking about. You know, I want you to be my wife. I'm thinking about. You start talking wifey stuff on date number two. Some women are like, nah, this ain't happening. No, they take off.
Or
They
they
don't
don't
want.
believe it. Yeah.
They don't
So.
believe it. They don't want. Then probably you're genuinely wanting to have such type of a relationship of that kind. So
Mhm.
I guess you have to look at. what is really out there. And some people, some ladies don't like predicted. Somebody who's predictable. You come in at work,
Mhm.
you leave work 5 o'clock. You're there at home 6 o'clock. You're sitting down. What you gonna do? Read the newspaper. Next thing you do, or if not read the newspaper, you're gonna watch TV. You're watching TV. Next thing you do, you're gonna go sleep. You're gonna eat dinner. You know, there's no spark or anything like that. The predictability is not like, nah, I don't want that. But these are just some of the options I'm looking at. But
Mhm.
I think
Mhm.
to me, when you have those negotiables, you kind of have to spell them out on the first time when you meet. You are like, look, these are my non-negotiables, right? You
Mhm.
gotta come straight with this. You gotta come with this. You gotta come with this. You gotta come with that. But always remember, us men. Oh, say it, say it, say it. Oh, I love it. Yes, yes, yes. If that's what I want, if I want you for that, yes. Yeah, like JR is saying, you appeal and you have no problem.
It's deeper than that.
You know, if you don't, for us men, it's a different case. So the thing is, if you come and tell us your non-negotiables and you don't waver, that's another thing. Don't
Mhm.
waver at your non-negotiables. Don't tell us that you don't like this and then you change and do that. Hey, we'll be like, oh, so this is what you want to hear. Okay, because we test you.
Right. Oh, yeah. There's several tests. I mean, it's ideally there shouldn't be. People should just be honest and be open and honest and the whole. But yeah, I think everyone has their guard up, right? So they have their guard up initially, and people get overzealous, like the whole playing house thing. It might have been someone being a little overzealous in the relationship. Like, okay, are we there yet? Are we ready for the in-law and all that? Because sometimes it may be too soon to meet the parents and the whole thing, right?
Even
Or
the
meet the.
vibe might be there. The vibe.
Yeah,
That
you
one time.
can do a vibe check. Yeah.
Nah, those vibe checks are crazy because you might be chilling and you be sit. Okay. I'll say this in my time when you're single, right? When I was single until the time I met my wife. When there are women you could meet, and it's not sexually attractive or anything like that. You could just meet at a store and just have a conversation, and no sexual attraction, just a conversation. Man, that conversation will be like, you'll be looking at her like, man, did I know this person from somewhere? And you've never met that person in life before. But at that
Mhm.
point, it's like the universe is bringing you all together. But that's not the person that you're supposed to be with. I don't think so.
Oh no, yeah. Just because you're sitting there talking to somebody doesn't mean,
This is a
yeah. So I
of,
don't know.
of an imagination.
Get stars in your eyes,
Come on.
right? Yeah,
I mean,
true.
like you sit with the person, you're like, man, that conversation was deep. And she probably will say the right things at the right time, and everything will just be flowing. But you're
Mm.
like, nah, this is not what I want. It's too easy. That's what the problem is. Too easy.
Mm.
So
Okay.
I think that's the thing with us. Those non-negotiables, I think they change. JR says putting it down, it won't be a problem. Yeah, I guess the non-negotiables, you put them down and say this is what it is, it won't be a problem. So when I was in the field, I made sure there was no reason for anything or anyone else to be in the field. All right, yeah, that's true. I tell them what I need, and she'll tell me what she needs. Yeah, I
Okay.
mean that that's the conversation you have, and like I guess they do have these conversations, but the one thing they don't have these conversations. I'm pretty sure they do have these conversations about NBA stars. You go from town to town. Are
Right.
infidelity and stuff like that? Because
Mm.
hey, you're not at home all the time, and things do happen. The only problem with them is their stuff becomes more publicized than just any ordinary person that goes along. So I mean, people do it out here, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it's amazing the access that they have. I don't know
Mm.
how I stumbled across the Stefan Diggs trial proceedings on YouTube last night, but I literally spent hours watching the
Oh,
whole.
I saw that on my timeline. It came on.
Yeah, I
Was it
was.
the chef?
Yes, the chef, the personal assistant was up there, the hairstylist was on the stand, and it was pretty interesting. He they released that he was not guilty of harming or assaulting the woman,
You know
but
what?
it was interesting.
You know what killed it? That video that she was caught dancing.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
really
yeah.
happy. I think that hey, I'm not like I don't
But
know
you
what
know
happened
what?
with that.
It
I
was
just saw the
more
video. She was
so.
dancing. I'm not. I don't have an opinion on that part. But yeah, go ahead.
But I was gonna say, don't you think with the video dancing, it wasn't about her dancing. It was about you could see her face real good, and there was no bumps, bruises, not even a pimple out of place, right? So yeah,
Oh,
that's what the
so
video was
that had
about.
a timeline. So that had a timeline.
That was supposed to be the day of the attack.
No, no, but you can have no. But if you attacked and then you have the day after, it might have been maybe
No, this is
hours.
supposed to be the same day of that dance video.
So that it may. So the thing is supposedly happened in the morning, and then she's still dancing there, being happy, something like that. Or is it on the
Right.
before? Because if
Right.
the incident happened like 10 o'clock, and then you take that video at 11 o'clock, then that's pure evidence that says, hey, you're not distraught. You're busy smiling and laughing.
Well, I mean, that part you could, but I think it was more so about this allegation of redness and bruise and
Oh,
and there
okay.
was nothing on her face, not even a
Mhm.
scratch, visibly noticed, along with being in a happy mood to be dancing or pop locking or whatever she, what I'm saying, whatever she was doing. And then something about getting a present and making sure she gave the, see.
I was gonna, I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yes,
NFL. We own
I know something.
NBA.
Yeah, I know. No, no, no. There was somebody who did that in the NFL, something, and they got away with it. And I think that was the whole reason why they got away with it. Something happened. There's a quarterback when they were in high
Mhm,
school, in college,
mhm.
Florida. They were accused of something, and then the incident showed something. It's a crazy incident, but whatever showed after that happened, they were like, okay, why would you be with this person after you claim that they did this?
Mm.
So it kind of, yeah. So I'll leave it at that. That story for another day.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
JR says here, I tell them what I need. Yeah, she says, I tell them, then I get the milk, and I'm swayed.
Swayze.
I'm
Like
swayed.
Patrick Swayze. That means I'm out. Oh my God, Sabaza.
You know, I don't use some
Patrick
of those words.
Swayze in Ghosts. I'm out like I'm Swayze.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bruh, because she don't have that people.
And then I don't think you caught this one either. You were saying put the feelings down. He was talking about put it down, like put it down.
I,
Oh,
sometimes you just gotta
Sabaza.
swim through it. You just swim through it, and But yeah, but Jen, like I said, these are levels, different levels. But we're just bringing it down to a regular level, like you and I.
Yeah.
Somebody who's living out there and getting to these relationships.
Right.
You gotta watch what you do and what you ask for. Yeah, and
For
yeah.
sure. I think the whole thing kind of moved a little fast. So yeah.
No, no, 4 years. I think it started when he moved to Dallas.
Did
I thought so.
Okay, I mean, I guess them being so public, it just seemed like that moved fast, but maybe not.
I
Maybe
thought I
not.
thought, I thought it was around that time.
Okay,
Yeah.
look, I don't know. I'd be. Don't take my word for it. But I
I,
thought this
know-
was
even me, I'm not so
interesting.
sure, but I was right around that time is when I
Okay.
heard when he moved to Dallas. That's when people are talking about it. Maybe it
Yeah.
was before, but I think to me, in my head, my timeline, just as I caught on, yeah, I was being told, and yeah, JR says, I mean, I'm saying like it like a living legend. Okay,
Mhm. But
yeah, JR.
yeah, she, released a statement acknowledging the breakup, talking about the fidelity and trust and respect and things like that. So, more power to her for, taking, publicly, standing in her feelings and what she, is not going to accept in a relationship, which is huge because, there's so many relationships, public or not, where people, are being walked all over or, taking, not setting boundaries. He's so silly. JR.
Oh, hey, hey, don't wonder no more. Don't wonder no more. I'm good. We're good.
Oh, hilarious. So, how to exit with class while still being, living out loud, and still have boundaries. So I thought that was pretty cool. Despite what people say about Big, I know people, like to give her a hard time for her past relationships and all of the, and her music even, like even, my guys, I was like, oh, she took all that little nasty stuff. And so what? She's an adult. You know what I mean? The music is not for kids. She's an adult. She's a woman. You know,
Yeah, I mean, but
let her live.
what you put out there will always come will always come as baggage to you. So you have to know what to take on. Now, like for us normal people, not being the stars. When you leave, just
Right.
don't start going
Yeah,
and
I
telling them.
mean, would I get up on the stage talking about my WAP and all? No, I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? But
And then again, Jen, like if you have a breakup, like for us, when we have a breakup, our breakups are, yes, we have those issues. We tell people,
mhm,
and we move on. Some people handle it differently.
right.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just like her. I don't know. I don't know. I gotta ask you: Is it? Do you have a right to grieve the way you want to? Say, for example, now it's called grieving. Actually, because when you get into a relationship and you're going, uh, do you choose what? Do you have a choice? Is the onus on you to decide, or do you go by society, where you look at yourself and say, how much worth am I, to whereby I am going to take the higher road and not
Hmm.
go out there and with a megaphone and blah, this is what happened, blah.
Put him on
you know
blast.
yeah, you
Yeah.
just go ahead and say, you know what, irreconcilable differences, irreconcilable differences. People tell you what happened, irreconcilable differences.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everybody's not on the Michelle Obama when they go high, when they go low. Some people want to take it to the flow, So they're being authentic in their feelings. That's how, I'm going to look at it. But I think there's a lesson to be learned in that maybe, in a think about your actions. So just like we talked about on last episode, when those hasty, emotions and responses can lead to something tragic, think a minute. You know what I mean? Think about your response before, okay, I'm gonna put this person on blast and write this Instagram post and just, really let them have it. Like put a pin in it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
It might work for you, it might backfire on you, but I think if the other party remains silent,
Mhm.
does that make them guilty?
Well, oh, because he's
Like, say
not
for
making
example,
any
if a girl
statements.
now says, like, "La, la, 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 we break up, you go out, and I'm like, no, no, I ain't
Yeah, I
doing
don't
that.
think he'll be making any statements. We'll just see him with the next lady on a private jet
Or
somewhere,
does it make him guilty? Or does he have in the public? I think in the public court, he'll be guilty, right? But in
Right.
his own way, does he keep some dignity in himself by not being on blast and not going back and forth?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I feel like the back and forth is, kind of low vibrational, right? So, yeah, definitely aim to be on a higher vibration. So, yeah, I think that's a good lesson to pull from that.
Yeah, so I say, Jen, you should know. You and I know she didn't want to give him the example. She did for the broke rappers. So he said, "I'm not paying for the watered down version." No,
Oh,
so he wanted Megan the Stallion, but not Megan the suburban wife. Yep.
ooh.
So you see, with that, he said, "I get dragged in the streets, and personally, I would write a song, a poem, or do a podcast.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, I did two." So, yeah, okay, yeah. Some people need peace. You just have to walk away from
Right.
it. No peace in her because she wanted a piece of him. Yeah, you see, I think that's the part where now you bring out that angry. Remember that angry black woman?
What angry black woman.
It's just gonna show up there now because here you are.
Oh,
You-
you're saying that's how? Okay, I'm like, what are you talking about?
You're already stamping it because
Right.
everybody's going to see this, and like you said, it's
Mhm.
your life, it's your authenticity, but you represent a community, you represent the people,
True.
and I'm not saying that you shouldn't. That's your everybody has their personal opinion. Mine
Right.
is what it is, right?
Right.
And
Right.
is mine and myself, and does not reflect any part of my organization or whatever anything else. It is me. I'm saying it, Sambaza. But um when we're looking at it in this situation, and um, JR says that was really stereotypical of you, sir. Well, I don't know. We all have. There's something I talk about stereotypes, and that's another story to tell. It's when people cannot identify with somebody, they have to choose something to put them so that they can distinguish what's left
Oh,
and
the
right.
angry black woman.
It's
I
not
was like,
black
what?
women. That's what he's talking about. That's stereotypical, but it is still a stereotype that's there. We cannot throw it away. It's always there. It's going to be stamped there, right? But
True. We
how
don't
do
have to
you?
subscribe to it.
I don't prescribe to it, but
Okay.
there's some people. We'll just be honest. There's some people who will just live by that, or an example of that, or
Mhm.
somebody might see this and they'll be like, you know what? See, this is what I was telling you. See. Yeah, mess with her. See, this is what you get.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure there's some people who are out there doing that, but
Oh yeah.
who knows? But
True.
um, I'm gonna say
Ooh.
I'm gonna say JR says I'm subscribed to it. No, I don't. But story for another day. Um, I think, like you said, be careful with her, right? But then maybe she's the elephant, like the elephant. You cannot just dump your tasks away. You
Hmm.
have to carry them wherever you go. Just like we talked about the WAP. Maybe that's something that she's carrying all along. She has to whatever. She has to be authentic with herself. Like I say, what was the proverb? The proverb that we said today? Yeah, it was. It said the elephant does not. Um, the elephant does not. The elephant never abandons his tasks on the road, however heavy they might be. So as much as she might try to whatever, maybe that's her being authentic. She has to carry it.
Does she have to carry it?
She doesn't.
I mean, I feel like, like the WAP moment was like her being young and,
Hmm.
wild and free, if you
Hmm.
will. Shout out to
Hmm.
Timmy. But once she gets into her Beyonce mommy mode, and getting ready to embrace, wifeyhood, mommyhood, we won't see so much wop wop wop. You know what I mean? It's like I said, it's a maturity thing. I think we all, even even celebrities have levels of maturity in their career, in their artistry, and the stuff that they were on 15, 20 years ago, they're not on down the road. You like look at Jay-Z, talking about Picasso's and Basquiat's, and his art, and go back to Reasonable Doubt. He wasn't talking about no Basquiat's. You know what I mean? So you have to give people grace, and let them grow. I feel like it's a maturity thing and all of that. So
Yeah, so like I said, Claire was a winner and realized that she's a winner and he did not need that. Um, yeah, she's in, yeah, Conceptual gave me something else by her. She isn't MC Light or Queen Latifah. Yeah, I mean, Ted, look at it like this, right? There's this, what do you call this? Freaknik. Remember they wanted to bring the video out?
yeah,
What happened?
no,
They got so many
they
lawsuits.
had they did a documentary on
They did a
Hulu.
documentary, but before it got there, you know how many lawsuits it was being
Oh, people
written
were,
before? Yeah,
yeah.
because there's a standard that people want to keep, that you're past that. You can't just keep it and just leave it that way. You want to move away from it. And maybe that's what she wanted. I don't. I think maybe that's what she wanted to do, move away from it. But then
Hmm.
It's like it's there. So whatever you do, kids, whatever you do right now, be very, very careful. It will always come back to bite you. Whatever
True.
you put out on the internet, whatever you
Right.
say on the internet, whatever you write down, before you hit that send, be careful.
True. 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 True.
And say JR says she's R. Kelly. He did I Believe I Can Fly, but then he was singing the whole time about getting you a passport and coming to America. See?
Oh my.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's it's a lesson that people have to
it
learn.
is. It is. It is.
And I think being out in the public eye, first of all, and even us to a normal person, our public eye is our relatives, our secondary family, workmates, and what have you. Because hey, they always see you. Your girlfriends will see you. Some may not be happy that you're having a relationship. They'll be like, "Look, you're getting away from us. You'll be back." You know,
Mhm.
they say that, but um, it's how we carry ourselves towards the other people, and how we look at ourselves. One thing we can take away from today is, we talked about the deliverables. You have to make sure you
Mhm.
have your deliverables. Make sure you're yoked together. When you get into a relationship, first of all, look at the person, look at what the standards are and what they may expect of you.
Mhm.
Now, you may have your baggage. Is the person willing to leave the baggage alone, especially when it comes to parents? When it's parents, they are guarding something about their child. And
Mhm.
a mama will always be a mama. You bring in somebody else that does not fit, right? they'll s- have to say something about it. So those
Right.
are the other things that we look at. And especially this thing about playing house.
Mhm.
Girls, you get to a guy does not mean that he allows you to his house the first time. You start going and cleaning everything and becoming whatever, start moving his pictures and doing everything. You know that movie, I don't know which movie was that they were trying to do something, Catch a Guy in 10 Days or something, where they were playing, and then she got in and then she started making his house and putting the pictures, and then started taking pictures of them
Mm.
together, bringing them. Please don't do that. If it's going to be there, it'll be there. You don't have.
Right.
Yeah. So these are the things you would look at in a relationship and
Mhm.
say, I want these deliverables. Respect yourself. Don't play house. And just watch. If you have baggage, kind of let them know. And if he's gonna accept it, fine. It'll
Mhm.
work. Yeah.
Okay, that was a word from Sambaza. All right. Any other thoughts before we conclude? This was good.
Um. I I think we had a nice topic today and talked
Yeah, I
about
know
it.
you even said like, "Why are we talking about this?" But no, I feel like if we dig deeper, that it's something to this. So yeah,
Yeah, top. It was a top surface level. Now we went down to the regular. Regular
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Yeah. Now you're making me a counselor. We're gonna have a round table. That's what.
Okay, let's do
Definitely, we're
it.
gonna have a round table and have this conversation. I appreciate you, Jr. You guys get to go watch his podcast. It's West Virginia Uncommon Place. It's a
Yes.
good podcast. Because I feel some insecurities from one of you. Who's insecure? Hey, I
Uh-oh.
bagged mine. I bagged mine. 16 years now. She in the house right now. She's sitting here.
18
We ain't
years.
going yet. Oh, you 18? Man, she ain't
18.
going nowhere. First of all, where am I going? Let me tell you this thing. Let me tell you this thing about relationships, right? The other day I go to the dentist, and then I had like a gap on my tooth. So they were like, we're seeing you have a gap over there. We could fill it up and put another tooth. It's a natural gap that I have. And coincidentally, I gave it to my daughter, so she had to have it fixed back. A long story for another day. However, when the dentist told me that, I started laughing.
Hmm.
I'm like, for who? If she's loved me with my whatever gap over here, I ain't worried about nothing. Hey, I
See,
don't worry
listen,
about
it's that's not the reason why. It's part of your health.
No, 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 no. No, they told me it was going to be for whatever, what is it, decorative purposes. It wasn't going to be
You said decorative, cosmetic.
cosmetic decorative purposes. Yes, that one,
Okay.
that one, that one. Yeah, cosmetic. But
Mhm.
what am I being cosmetic for? Nah.
But you know what? A lot of people that impacts their self esteem, especially if they have like a gap in the front. You know,
Which
people
one?
go
This one right
through.
here?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, look,
Oh,
my bottom teeth are crooked. I thought about getting braces as a kid, but you know what? This I'm gonna accept my as the great, what's his
Jen,
name?
that
What's
gap,
the
the
rapper
one.
name?
I don't know.
J Cole.
Oh man, I love you.
My crooked smile. Yes, I embrace my crooked smile.
Jen, let me
Some
tell you right now, this gap in here, that's the in thing right now. That's this right now. Ooh, it's in fashion.
I
I mean,
mean,
it's been there in Africa, but right now,
mhm.
have that, you're like hotcakes.
Look, they had a whole discussion on that top model documentary where Tyra had way back on the show, the top model reality show, one of the young ladies, a black girl too, had a gap and she asked her to close it so that she could, further her modeling career. And she only closed it somewhat. She didn't close it all the way. And Tyra got mad at her, and that's because she said it's like my trademark. It's like my thing. And I thought that was like such a like emotionally intelligent and mature way to look at it. Because some people like are devastated by, oh, I have whatever imperfection on my face or and she was like, this is who I am. I was born this way. I'm like happy in my own skin type thing. And I was like, wow, how dope is that? You know what I mean? So
Let me
yeah.
tell you, I went to a they did I went to a thread. You know, like the way you see some threads on Facebook, and they
Mhm.
did that challenge where they were asking people, the ladies, to show their gaps.
I think
Right.
I saw that. And people
They,
were just, yeah.
and they still look great.
Hmm. I mean, if there's some sort of health, benefit to doing
No,
it or,
that's natural beauty.
yeah.
I'm telling you, you walk into Africa with that and you just make a smile, they're
I
gonna
mean, I
start
can
being proud.
appreciate people who want to make a change just for self esteem, So, but yeah.
Yeah, but all I'll say is, yeah, in Africa, and that's
Hmm.
hotcakes. Yep, you get in there, they'll do that. So just 2 years? Is it? He's been married for 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice,
Shout out to JR and
right? And since I love the
Stixie.
show, that's the other show for the Tyra Banks show. Hey Jen, I think we need to head out because I have had my cup is full. I
Yeah.
done talked
Okay.
about the gaps. I done talked about relationships. I done talked about.
And talked about WAP. You just did too much.
I'm an old man.
We know. Okay. On that note, thank you guys for joining us. And we hope that today's conversation has inspired and enlightened you. If you found today's show meaningful, please consider sharing, following both platforms with friends and family. Our collective awareness and advocacy play a crucial role in creating positive change. We invite you to stay tuned for more engaging content, and we look forward to continuing these important conversations in the future. And so, until next time, take care.